Hey everybody, welcome back to my studio. This is Kris. In my video last week, I did an unboxing video of this set of paints. This is the Mijello Mission Gold Class Pure Pigment set. This is the 17 color set. You can buy it online. I'll leave a link in the description below. And in that video, the unboxing video, I promised that the next video out would be me swatching these colors out or demonstrating these colors for you. And so stay tuned. That's what we're going to do in this video. So I purchased a simple plastic palette at my local art store, and it was only about $6. It has room for 12 colors. This is a 17 color set, so obviously not quite enough room, but I'm going to show you how I'm going to lay out the colors here in from warm to cool and separate out my earth tone colors. And so the first thing I'm going to do is just put the paint in the palette, a little background music, and I'm going to kind of speed it up so you can see that process. Here we go. So now I have all my colors on my palette, and really quickly what I've done is I've started with yellow, which is what I usually do, and I've gone from a cool yellow through to a more warm yellow, reds into the violets, blues, greens, coming around to the right hand side. And here in the center on the far right side is where I put my earth tones. I usually separate those out. And so I'm going to talk about these more as I swatch them. Also, it's very important that you get out your color chart. I went ahead and marked with a box around the 17 colors on this color chart that are actually part of this set. Again, Mission Gold Class by Mijello has 50 different pure pigment colors, as you see here, but this set only contains 17. So they chose 17, and you can see them here. I'm not going to go through in detail, but just so you know, whenever you get your new set of colors, you always want to look at this carefully. One thing about this set, I had someone ask me online, are they rated well for light fastness? Yes, they are. Every single color here has either a 5-star, which is extremely light fast, a 4-star, which is good light fast, or only one of them, this Dioxazine Violet, has a 3-star rating for light fastness, which is still a decent light fastness. Okay, it's considered light fast. There is nothing in this 17 color set that is anything below a 3-star. So that's good to know. You want to take a look at this. Also, just understanding whether it's a staining paint or not, and whether it's a transparent stain, transparent pigment or not. All that information is on this chart. The next step in understanding my new colors is to figure out where the colors exist on the color wheel. I have some other videos that show how to set up a color wheel like this, and this is a 24 space wheel. I only have 17 colors total. 3 of the colors are earth tones, so they're outside the wheel. So that really leaves me 14 colors here on the wheel. And the reason I do this is I really want to understand the qualities of the color before I start using it. And I want to basically understand where does it sit on the color wheel in terms of being a cool color or a warm color. And even within a certain spectrum of color, for example, yellows, you can have cool yellows like this green gold, and you can have more warm yellows, which this permanent yellow deep is. As you can see here, when they're next to each other, you can see how they vary from cool to warm. And as we go around here, we can go into the oranges and reds and violets, blues. Blues can be tricky. It's hard to figure out whether a blue is more of a warm blue or more of a cool blue. A lot of times, this is cerulean blue here. A lot of times people will put cerulean as a more of a warm blue. I don't know, I look at it and I see more green in there. And so I put it closer towards the cool side of the spectrum, towards the greens, and the ultramarine blue here I see a bit more as a warm blue. The phthalo blue is in the middle. Again, it's somewhat subjective, and different people have different opinions on that, so you're going to have to decide what you see and how those relate to each other. But it's important that you understand colors on the wheel and how they relate to each other. Things, for example, very important to understand what a particular color's complement is, which would be the color directly across from it. Because when you mix complements, you're going to get a neutral color, and basically a gray or a brown. And so it's important to understand color theory and the color wheel, so I like to do this. So I've kind of cheated, I've already swatched out these colors in this Mijello set, but I really wanted to understand my colors and get them in that order, and then that order I see here is the order in which I place them in my palette. That's why I did this before I put my paints in my actual physical palette. Okay, now the moment we've been waiting for, I'm going to swatch out all these colors. I'll be giving you the color name and its pigment number as I go. I'm going to do it a little differently this time. I'm not going to be doing it in a circle. I'm going to go actually see how these colors blend from a warm, or from my yellow all the way through my warm colors through the cool colors, and just kind of almost like a rainbow pattern here. And so let's get started. Here we go. This is Quinophthalone Yellow Light, and I'm going to put that up in there. That is Pigment PY138. It's a little bit more of towards the cool side of the yellows, or some would consider just a true yellow. Then is my Permanent Yellow Deep. We're getting a little bit warmer, and as you can see, I'm just going to kind of blend these colors one into the next as we go here, just for fun, just to kind of get some different looks. Real bright, vibrant colors in this Mijello set. Permanent Yellow Deep, by the way, is PY165. Next I have Autumn Orange. And I'm just wanting those colors to kind of blend as I place them up next to each other. You can see how they're doing that here beautifully. That was Autumn Orange, PO36. Again, remember, all the colors in this Mijello set are called pure pigment colors, meaning there's only one pigment in the paint. Next is Red Orange. This is getting even warmer yet. Red Orange, PO73. Permanent Red Deep is our next color, PR254. Vibrant colors, I can lay that down. I'm using my quill brushes that I got just new also, which are kind of fun. And as I touch those colors, they just begin to charge into each other, creating a blend. Beautiful. Did I say it already? That was Permanent Red Deep, PR254. Next I have Rose Madder. I'm considering this my kind of true red, or primary red, I guess is the better way of putting it. Right in the center of the reds. So this is a little bit more towards the yellow. Now we're going to put this Rose Madder. And see that again. These brushes, by the way, I've got a video about them. I just purchased them as well by Ochre, and they're quill brushes, and they hold a lot of water. Really nice. Okay, that was Rose Madder. Rose Madder is PR176. The next is getting into the violets now. Quinacridone Violet. And it is PV19. putting the color down without touching the other color, and then I'm kind of moving over and just touching the two colors again to get a blend, just because it's fun. Creates a beautiful pattern. Quinacridone Violet was that one. It was PV19. My next is PV23, which is Dioxazine Violet. Again, from my earlier remarks, this is the least light fast of the colors in this set, but it's still considered a 3-star light fast rating, which is still good. Look how dark that violet is. Beautiful. That was Dioxazine Violet, PV23. Next, again, I made my own judgment here and decided my next, my blue, my next color is going to be my Ultramarine Light, is what they call it in this set. Ultramarine Light. It's the standard ultramarine pigment, which is PB29. And I just place it there as the next color in my progression of colors, because I think it has more red in it than the next two blues. Again, which to me get cooler as we go here. Again, that is a matter of judgment. But it's important that you are at least aware of it, because it will affect how your colors mix. Next color is PB15:6, and it's Phthalo Blue. And again, as you put those two colors next to each other, I don't know if you agree with me a lot, but this to me looks like it's getting more greenish in its tone compared to the Ultramarine Light, which was the previous color. It's a very vibrant color. Phthalo Blue is a beautiful color, whereas the Ultramarine Light is much more subdued. It's more grainy, lighter. That's why they call it Ultramarine Light, I think. So this one, the last one we just put down, that was Phthalo Blue. That was PB15 with a colon and then the number 6. That's because within PB15 there, I guess there's different, I don't know, different something. I don't know enough about the science of it, but that there are differences within pigments. So this next one is also a PB15, and it's Cerulean Blue. Cerulean Blue, PB15:3. Gosh, they really, in my opinion, they really look similar. Very similar between those two, which makes sense. They're the same pigment, right? Yeah, pretty cool. That was Cerulean Blue, PB15:3. I only have room for 3 more colors here, so I better not run out of room on my paper. My next one is going into the greens. This is PG7, Viridian Green, which again is a very, I guess you would say, a bluish green. Viridian, that was PG7, Pigment Green 7. And next is, I had to move it out here to the right in the corner of my palette because there wasn't enough room. And this is Bamboo Green. This is PG36, Pigment Green 36. And you see it's much more of a yellowish cast, or a warmer tone to the green than the Viridian, which was next to it. You can really see that contrast. See, now we're starting to move around the circle back to our yellows up above. And then the very last color out of my 14 colors that are not earth tones, my regular hues, the last one is this green gold. And it's going to complete the circle for us and bring us back into our yellows. But it's, again, a much cooler yellow than everything that came, than the other yellows up here. So we can see that it's more similar to green. It's called green gold. And that is PY150. So those are all of the 14 colors of this set, the Pure Pigment set, that are not earth tone colors. So next, I'm going to switch some paper out and show you those 3 earth tone colors. The last 3 colors in my set are these 3 earth tone colors. So I'm going to swatch those out here on a separate piece of paper. So earth tone colors are still made up of other like red or yellow pigments many times, like these first 2 in the examples. They're just more neutralized, meaning they have probably more of the color from the opposite side of the color wheel in that color, so it has subdued and neutralized the color. So for example, what do I mean by that? First of all, the first earth tone here is our yellow ochre number 2. So this is a yellow pigment, PY42. But this is a naturally occurring substance, yellow iron oxide, I believe, and it is again PY42. And so it is a yellow, but it's very subdued, and so it's closer to the center of our color wheel, so to speak, than the vibrant colors that are out on the outside of the wheel. I may have to do another video about that to explain what I mean by that. But that's yellow ochre number 2, PY42. Our next neutral color is burnt sienna number 2. This is PR102, so that's a red pigment. And so here we have that. And again, you might think that doesn't look red, that looks like brown. Well, again, it's a very neutralized red that is not a vibrant red. It's been neutralized more, so it's more of a either brown or a gray color, which we see here. So this is more of a neutralized yellow, more of a neutralized red. And then our last color is a true brown pigment, PBR7, and it's Van Dyke brown, which I have here. And so this is Van Dyke brown, PBR7. So again, I tend to, on my palette, keep my neutral colors, or earth tone colors is another way of referring to them, kind of a little separate in my palette. And I have another video about showing how I lay out my porcelain Stephen Quiller palette, which is much larger. It's shaped in a circle, so I can lay them out in the color wheel fashion, and I really like that. And so you can check that video out as well. Here's my finished color spectrum, again, from my yellows through my warm colors into my cool colors, and then back again to the far side here where it starts to come back into my warm colors, a greenish yellow, so to speak. That's also called green gold. And so I really encourage you, when you get a new set of paints, to play around with it, try to determine your colors, whether they're warm or cool, how they relate to the other colors on the palette, so that you are much more informed about how your colors will mix and what they'll do when they mix. This set contains both these 14 colors, again they're all pure pigment colors, as well as these 3 neutrals or earth tone colors. It's a great set. I think you can see from it the color is very vibrant. They have great light fastness. Most of them are semi-transparent or transparent, which I like. It depends on if you like a more opaque or a more transparent paint, but I prefer a little more transparent or semi-transparent. So I love that. You can see how they blend. You can see some of them are more grainy than others, and that's going to be true of any paint set that you get. And yeah, so I highly encourage this as a good set for people who want to purchase a full spectrum of colors but don't want to break the bank. These are not too expensive, running around $5 per tube, which is about half the price of some of the other big name brands out there. If you've enjoyed this video and found it to be helpful, please subscribe to my channel, maybe even give this video a like. It would be great help to me, and it would help other people find the video. If you have any comments or questions about this video or about these paints, please put your comment in the comment section below. And stay tuned for the next video. I put out about 1 per week. Hope you're doing good. Keep on painting and have a great day.